reptile and the wise old owl. They're walking down the road. Welcome to Module 4, Brain Science.
Hey, this is me. Hey, everybody, it's me, Izzy.
Hey, Izzy.
Yeah?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll be back.
Let's get ready for Module 4. How do we get ready? We focus our attention. And how do we focus our attention? Just notice your breathing. This is the first thing we learned in this program, and it is modern brain science. In today's world, with so many things trying to get our attention and hold our attention, it becomes increasingly important that we learn how to focus our attention on what we want, especially kids today, learning how to focus our attention.
Hey, yeah, this is for me. I love this part. There's a song about me. It's all about me, me.
Hey, Izzy.
Yeah?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll be back.
As we begin Module 4, let's do some breathing with gratitude for the great scientists that are working today to share this neuroscience, brain science, to help all of us as we can understand more of how our brain works. So let's take a slower, deeper breath and just breathe with gratitude for the great scientists working today to help all of us.
Yeah, that's for me. I love science. I love the scientists. Now, when are you going to sing that song about me?
Hey, Izzy?
Yeah?
Not yet.
All right, I'll be back.
Let's get into some of that brain science right now. Tap on the back of your head. When you tap back there, you're tapping very close to what scientists call our reptilian part of our brain. They tell us it's the oldest part of our brain, and this part of our brain has a very important job to keep us safe. It reacts very quickly, and it's called the fight or flight mechanism of our brain, where it tells us run, hide, freeze, fight. It happens very quickly. It's an important part of our brain, but it's important that we know it's there because sometimes that part of our brain can get stuck, and it can get stuck with the difficult emotions like anger, frustration, when we're scared, when we're feeling sad. When those emotions get stuck in there, we all know that feeling, and it's called a reptilian hijack.
Hey, it's me, everybody. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Izzy, can you show us a reptilian hijack, what it looks like when our brain gets stuck?
Yeah, sure. That's one of my specialties. This is what it looks like.
Ah! Thank you, Izzy, for helping us learn about the reptilian part of our brain. Izzy the Lizzie is actually a reptile.
Yeah, I'm an iguana.
And he helps us learn about this part of our brain that is part of keeping us safe. Very important. And it's also a part of our brain that can give us a lot of stress. So we want to learn how to understand and help manage that part of our brain when those difficult emotions come up. Fortunately, the scientists tell us there's another part of our brain. Tap right here. If you tap on your forehead, just behind your forehead is the part of our brain that's called the wise old owl, also known as the executive function in our brain. And this is the part of our brain that can help us relax, understand, and we can call in that wise old owl when we just notice our breathing. We learned about this. Who? The wise old owl can come in and help us because when we just notice our breathing, it calls in the wise old owl. Who helps us be right now, right here, and try to understand what's happening. The wise old owl can talk to Izzy, especially when he's having those difficult emotions, and the wise old owl asks Izzy, what are you feeling? Can you name that emotion? Name that emotion. And we learned about this from Izzy. He is the reptilian part of our brain that's just trying to keep us safe, but sometimes he gets stressed out. The wise old owl comes in and says, Izzy, can you name that emotion that's making you feel stress? And when you can name the emotion, that helps get Izzy to calm down and understand. And how do we get to the wise old owl? Just use breathing and let the wise old owl ask Izzy, Can you name that emotion? There are easy emotions, and we can draw a picture of it. So let's say happy. That's an easy emotion, and it usually doesn't get stuck in our reptilian brain. But what about the difficult emotions? Like, how about anger? What does that look like? So maybe looks like this. And it's like, "Arr." Anger. So it's important for us to name that emotion. We can name the happy emotions, the easy emotions, joy, peace, love. We can name the difficult emotions, which are the ones that can get stuck and make Izzy feel stress. So on the handout, you'll see circles with faces. You can draw these different faces. And what is the emotion you're drawing? Another way to do it is on paper plates. What emotion is this one? Ooh, that could be frustration or anger. How about this one? The wise old owl asks Izzy, what are you feeling? Can you name that emotion? That is a great question for Izzy because it makes him feel more calm, more relaxed, and he begins to understand. So just noticing our breathing and doing breathing to call in who, who, who? The wise old owl.
Hey, Guy,
Yeah?
can you sing that song about us now?
Yeah, I'd love to sing a song about the reptile and the wise old owl. Who? 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 The reptile and the wise old owl, they're walking down the road. The reptile to the wise old owl says, is it safe to go? But when he said it, he screamed. And then his jaw dropped, his teeth. He really wants to run, or hide, or freeze, or fight. And then the wise old owl says, my dear reptile, stop before you run. Breathe before you freeze. Focus attention on right now, right now, right now. Learning how to focus our attention on right here, right now. And we know how to do it. Just notice our breathing. And what does that do? It changes the way our brain is working. And when we just notice our breathing, it focuses our attention using our prefrontal cortex and brings in who, the wise old owl who can help us understand and make good decisions. We know that there's another part of our brain that's on, scientists tell us, at least 50% of the time. It's our default network. It's always looking for danger, and it's always looking around. But the problem is, sometimes there's not danger, but the default network is still on saying, this is negative, this is critical, this is scary, this is dangerous. Scientists tell us that our reptilian brain is always looking for the danger, and it's making us feel anxious, nervous, sad, scared. Now, sometimes it's important. There might be danger. There might be something that we should be very careful of. So we're not saying we've got to get rid of our reptilian brain and our default network, but it is something that we can understand. We can be aware of it. We can learn how to work with that. The scientists tell us our brain wants to remember the negative, and it's up to us to decide, let me understand, let me learn, let me let the two parts of my brain work together. How can we do that? Just noticing our breathing is a great step. Feeling how we're feeling. And then, can you name that feeling? This is a very good way that the wise old owl and Izzy the Lizzie work together. The reptile and the wise old owl, they're walking down the road. The reptile to the wise old owl said,